Too soon. Every time we say that a word,
Yeah, I
it's like
know.
a full moon, they get crazy.
Yeah. Wait on the clock. Wait on the clock. Good evening, everyone. It is January 20th, 2026. It is 6 p.m. and time to call to order the meeting of the Gallatin City Council. We begin each of our meetings with the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. This evening, Councilman Alexander is going to lead us in both, and so I would invite you to stand with me, please.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for your presence in this place, as well as those on the council and the citizens. I just ask, Lord, that you would be with us in decisions and hearings, and that you would give us peace in our hearts about directions that we need to decide tonight, Father. Lord, we don't know the days ahead and what they hold, but you do. We pray that you would protect our city and the residents this weekend from what may come in the way of weather, God, that everybody would be safe and warm through that, Father. For all these things, we give you thanks in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman Alexander. Ms. Kittrell, if you would call the roll for us, please.
Vice Mayor Hayes. Councilman Alexander.
Present.
Councilman Carter.
Present.
Councilman Fan.
Here.
Councilman Fennell.
Here.
Councilman Jones.
Here.
Councilman Juvance. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here this evening. It's always nice when everyone's here. You have the minutes from the January 6, 2026 council meeting for your consideration for approval.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion by Councilman Jones, second by Vice Mayor Hayes. Are there any additions, corrections, subtractions requested? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the January 6 minutes, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Minutes are unanimously approved. We'll now move to public recognition on agenda-related items. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time of the meeting where you can speak to any item that is on the agenda. There is also time at the end of the meeting where you can speak to items that are not on the evening's agenda. Also tonight, there are several public hearings. And so if your item is on a public hearing, you may wish to speak under one of the public hearings. But so you'll know what are on the public hearings. I will run through those pretty quickly. The first public hearing, which is item number 1, is changing the character of area of 325 acres. This is off of Hartsville Pike from general urban character area, changing it from the rural and suburban character areas to the general urban character area, and expanding the number 4 Gallatin Gateway Industrial Center sub-area. So that's public hearing on item number 1. The second public hearing is on Myers Hill. I explained to someone who was here for that tonight. We have delayed first and second readings on that, but the public hearing was already scheduled, so that is still on the agenda for this evening. Item 3 is a public hearing on adopting a plan of services for the annexation of 5 acres south of Highway 25, east of 109, providing for an effective date. Another public hearing is item number 4, which is annexing that same 5.9 acres. It's on that resolution. And those are the public hearings this evening. So like I said, you may speak under those, or you may speak under public comment on agenda-related items, which is now open, and you're welcome to speak. You'll have 5 minutes when we need your name and your address for the record, please. Ms. Harden, you're waiting. Sorry to rattle on and on.
You're fine. Julia Harden, 1116 Roundtree Drive. And I'd like to speak to item 1 of the agenda and item 24 of the agenda.
All right, thank you. Ooh. Ready? Okay. Item 1, the concern of that is we have heard there is a possibility, or there is a problem with enough electricity being supplied to Meta, which is out there now. And there's concern about extending that as industrial. Will there be enough electricity available to anything that's brought in out there? That is concern of that being extended, the industrial park being extended there, is the amount of electricity that can be provided there without bothering our electricity that we have as consumers. So that is that issue. And then 24, which is the resolution requesting the city annex the 1.5 miles of road that is in front of this property that is to become industrial. We wish that if it's annexed by the city of Gallatin, be closed to the public. Because if all that's going to be industrial, we don't want that industrial traffic in our neighborhood. And we'd like for a cul-de-sac to be provided for us at the end of the Roundtree Drive as it would exist. And so stands to reason that if the industrial park is going to be extended, they can extend the road that services the industrial park now right on over to that property without having to involve the current Roundtree Drive. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harden.
Ms. Kitchell, she said. Good evening. My name is Joanne Bates. I live at 120 Hicks Lane. How do you learn best? Can you hear it and then you know it and you've got it? Or that's auditory, by the way. Or are you a visual learner? If you must see it in order to get it. Well, as a former teacher, let me just share with you that this is a visual lesson tonight, and I've gathered some pictures for you to see if you're a visual learner. If not, just suffer through this. Picture one is Dobbins Pike on his typical school day. This was in April at 7:39 in the morning. I was attempting to exit Hicks Lane onto Dobbins Pike. Picture two is after some kind person let me onto Dobbins Pike with traffic heading toward the square. Picture three is from my rearview mirror, and the traffic is all the way to the top of the hill at the proposed entrance to Myers Hill development. This happens 180 days out of the year, every day that school is in session. Picture four is Hicks Lane facing east, going up a blind hill. School buses travel this narrow country lane to gain their place in line to deliver students to Benny Bill's and Schaefer Middle every morning and again in the afternoon for pickup. Hicks Lane has no markings, no sidewalks, and ditches on each side of the road for rainwater. Picture five is Hicks Lane facing west. Hicks Lane, yes, has been paved, but in my opinion, and if you would please turn the page, picture six is of the county maintenance building. Once that large cut was made from the maintenance building to Hicks Lane and the heavy dump trucks and equipment began traveling the lane, was the paving then done? Each time this project at Myers Hill is discussed, we talk about widening Hicks Lane. Each time widening it to 20 feet is said to be necessary for safety. Well, who's responsible for widening the lane? Is it the county? Is it the city? Is it the landowner? Is it the developer? When is this widening going to be done? Is it before the project begins, during the project, after the project, ever? Picture seven, you can see what's happening to the paving job presently. Water has washed under the pavement and the gravel has gone down into the ditch. Perhaps ask the county to do a better job if you pave it to 20 feet. Picture eight is a donut. That's exactly what this development is. It's R8, a small area in the middle of a residential large area of land on which homes are built. Nothing else in this area matches what's being proposed. Picture 9 is the proposed second exit from the development. School buses travel this route going into the gated entrance to Schaefer Middle. What happens if the gate is closed during the school hours, like the back gate is at Gallatin High School during the school hours? Pictures 10 and 11 show the yet unnamed road that splits the Schaefer Middle School campus. Again, this is the proposed second exit, the same road that children use to walk to the Civic Center in the afternoon for their parents to pick them up so they don't have to sit in school traffic. The same road that the football team crosses for practice and classes cross for outside activities. And it's the same road beside the fields that the city uses the athletics for. Picture 12 is personal. It shows the views from my Dobbins Pike neighbor looking back to my house that you see in the upper left-hand corner. It shows how water travels down across my property now before any development begins at Myers Hill. Please begin to limit the dense housing that's encroaching on the existing landowners of Gallatin. I'm living on the land of my grandfather, as seen in picture 13. He's delivering milk from his farm on Dobbins Pike to the city square. Do what's right. Do something for those of us who are already here, and we already love Gallatin. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak under public comment this evening? Okay, seeing no one, public comment on agenda-related items is closed. We'll move now to mayor's comments. I just have a few events I want to share with you and a couple of mentions about this past weekend. The chamber did have a winter farmers market happening at the happening at the station on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. They had a lot of vendors, and they are actually having one again in February on the 21st of February. Also, yesterday was Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and the Unity Parade and program sponsored by the NAACP of Sumner County was held, started up here. The march was to the high school. The program was at the high school, had some great speakers. Always does that. It had some great speakers and a huge turnout for that. So it was a really large crowd for that. So thank you to the organizers and the participants for a great event. Some of the things coming up that I want you to be aware of: the Snowball at the Station is happening on the 25th. That's 2:30 and 4 p.m. and that is a dance for children and their grown-ups. And then happening on the 28th of January is a kickoff event for the annual season of government relations meetings, or I don't know what they call it. They have a different name for it now. The chamber does it. It's a whole year-round government relations type programming. But this one is a gentleman named Jeff Siegler. He actually has a social media site called Revitalize or Die, but he's also written some books. Has a lot of theories, deals a lot with smaller communities, but I think he'll offer us some information that we'll at least find thought-provoking, and so I'm looking forward to that opportunity. On the 1st is Vice Mayor Craig's birthday. On the 4th, there's a Coffee and Connect. I don't always mention these, but I did this week because on the 4th, it's actually with Ryan Baker, who's the Sumner County Museum Director. That's happening at Honey Rock Cafe at 7:45 in the morning. On the 7th is Community Fest at the Gallatin Shalom Zone. That night, another museum exposure opportunity with the Night at the Museum. And then on the 10th is a legal aid clinic at the Civic Center. The 12th is a history film. It's History at the Movies Malcolm X, happening at the Palace Theater. On the 13th, Voluntary Equine Advocate fundraisers happening at Grasslands. On the 16th is President's Day. City offices will be closed. I mentioned the winter farmers market coming up at the station on the 21st. And then on the 22nd, there is a prehistoric American artifact show at the Gallatin Civic Center. So those are some items I thought you might be interested in. And with that, I will conclude Mayor's comments, and I will move on to the agenda, which the first item on the agenda is the public hearing on ordinance 02512-74, and Councilman Jones will introduce that.
Thank you, Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, amending Plan Gallatin community character map and sub-area designations map by changing the community character areas from the rural and suburban character areas to the general urban character area, and expanding the number 4 Gallatin Gateway Industrial Center sub-area onto a portion of a parcel totaling 325 plus or minus acres located south of Highway 31 and north of Gateway Drive. Motion to move.
Okay, it's a public hearing, so this opens the public hearing. If you'd like to speak to this, now would be your opportunity, and you may come forward to speak.
Hello, Rosemary Bates, Gallatin Economic Development Agency across the hall from this door. I hope that you approve this when it's here for you for an official vote. It may not be the ideal situation given our current zoning ordinance, but I think it will work well when we transition to the new zoning ordinance. I do want to address a couple of things in relationship to this whole idea of expanding the industrial property north and south of Roundtree, realistically. The idea of putting a cul-de-sac at the end of the last resident on Roundtree as you're coming off of Highway 31, that is one of the first ideas that I felt needed to be addressed if we annex, or the county requests permission to annex a portion of the road. And as far as electricity goes, we don't anticipate that this property would necessarily be under development or operational with a business in it for probably a couple of years. Gallatin Electric most likely is going to have to build a substation on that property. There is electricity available in the area, so it should not impact the existing customers. There may be enough electricity for another data center, but we're also not pursuing another data center at this point in time. So I just wanted to answer a couple of questions and encourage all to please consider this and approve it when it's before you for formal vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Bates. Anyone else wishing to speak on this public hearing? Seeing no one, public hearing on ordinance 02512-74 is closed. Item number 2 is public hearing on ordinance 02512-75. Councilman Jones.
An ordinance, thank you, Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, rezoning a 77.55 plus or minus acre parcel with no zoning to the R8 PRD medium density residential planned residential development district with a preliminary master development plan for Myers Hill, located east of Dobbins Pike and north of Hicks Lane, authorizing the revision to be indicated on the official zoning atlas, repealing conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Motion for public hearing.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. If you would like to speak on this public hearing, you're welcome to the podium at this time. Okay, seeing no one indicating they wish to speak, public hearing on ordinance 02512-75 is closed. Moving on to item number 3, which is public hearing on resolution R2512-96. Councilman Carter, you're recognized to introduce.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, adopting a plan of services for the annexation of a 5.09 plus or minus acre located south of Highway 25 and east of Highway 109, and providing for an effective date. I now declare this public hearing open.
This is public hearing for resolution R2512-96. Anyone wishing to speak may come to the podium. Seeing no one indicating they wish to speak, this public hearing is closed. Item 4 is public hearing on resolution R2512-87. Councilman Carter.
Thank you. This is a resolution of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, annexing a 5.09 plus or minus acre parcel located south of Highway 25 and east of Highway 109 into the City of Gallatin, authorizing the annexed property to be indicated on the official zoning atlas, assigning the annexed area to a council district, repealing conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. And I now declare this public hearing open.
Okay, public hearing is open. You may come to the podium if you wish to speak. No one is showing interest in speaking, so public hearing on resolution R2512-97 is closed. Moving to item 5, which is second reading on ordinance 02512-65. Vice Mayor Hayes, you are recognized.
Yes, this is an ordinance approving purchase and authorizing funds in a total amount of $940,000 from water sewer 2025 bond sales for water treatment plant land purchase. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Hayes, second by Councilman Fan. Are there questions? Is there discussion? Seeing none, this is second reading on ordinance 02512-65. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Does pass unanimously on second reading. Item 6 is second reading on ordinance 02512-66. Councilman Carter.
Thank you. This is an ordinance amending Gallatin Municipal Code, Chapter 17, Article 2, Section 17-59, and Chapter 17, Article 3, Section 17-180, Water and Sewage Rates. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Carter, second by Councilman Jones. Opening the floor for discussion and for questions. Councilman Javant, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I still have the same comments from my constituents who kind of disagree with getting charged for meter fee during winter on the irrigation when they don't use the sprinklers. And I understand both sides, what was explained to us by our superintendent, but I understand their side too. So I need to follow what I'm asked for, so I make a motion that we remove from the irrigation the meter charge during the winter month when they don't use irrigation for sprinklers.
Motion to amend by removing the meter charge. Motion dies for lack of second. Back to the original motion. Any further questions? Any further discussion? This is second reading on ordinance 02512-66. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Does pass unanimously. Item 7 is second reading on ordinance 02512-67. Councilman Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor. It's an ordinance amending Gallatin Municipal Code, Chapter 17, Article 4, Section 17-57, water tap and installation fees, Section 17-63 through 17-65, utility service extension regulations, and Section 17-177, application fees required for sanitary sewer service. And I so move.
Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilman Javant. Are there questions? Is there any discussion? Okay, this is second reading on ordinance 02512-67. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Does pass second reading unanimously. Item 8 is second reading on ordinance 02512-69. Vice Mayor Hayes.
Yes, this is an ordinance appropriating $15,000 from Project Woolhawk for Building Codes Department expenses. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Hayes, second by Councilman Carter. Questions or discussion? It is second reading on ordinance 02512-69. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Does pass second reading unanimously. Item 9 is second reading on ordinance 02512-71. Councilman Fennell.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance awarding bid and authorizing funds in the total amount of $2 million from natural gas reserves for 2025 annual gas line construction. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilman Fan. Are there questions? Is there any discussion requested? All right, it's second reading on ordinance 02512-71. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Second reading passes unanimously for ordinance 02512-71. Item 10 is second reading on ordinance 02512-73. Councilman Carter.
Thank you. This is an ordinance appropriating $750,000 for the Bly Avenue Stormwater Project. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Carter and a second by Councilman Fan. Are there questions? Is there discussion? This is second reading on ordinance 02512-73. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
No indicate by saying nay. It passes second reading unanimously. Item 11, first reading on ordinance 02512-68. Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating $16,901 for repairs to the 2021 and 2025 Pierce Enforcer fire engine, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Fennell. Questions, discussion? Darn fire trucks are expensive. All in favor of first reading on ordinance 02512-68, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Passes first reading unanimously. Item 12 is first reading on ordinance 02512-72. Councilman Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating $5,400 for employee training expenses, I believe in engineering. I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilman Juvance. This is first reading on ordinance 02512-72. Are there any questions? Discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. First reading passes unanimously. Item 13 is first reading on ordinance 02512-76. Vice Mayor Hayes.
Yeah, this is an ordinance amending Gallatin Municipal Code, Chapter 12, regulating the use of tobacco and vapor products. Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Councilman Hayes,
Second.
second by Councilman Fennell. Opening the floor for questions and discussion. Hey, this is first reading on ordinance 02512-76. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Does pass first reading unanimously. Item 14 is first reading on ordinance 02601-1. Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating $442,372.65 for intersection improvements at Tulip Poplar and Belvedere Drive, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Alexander. Are there questions? Is there discussion? Okay, it's first reading on ordinance 02601-1. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Passes first reading unanimously. Item 15 is first reading on ordinance 02601-2. Councilman Carter.
Thank you. This is an ordinance of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, rezoning a 1.93 plus or minus acre parcel from the CS Commercial Services District to the CC Core Commercial District located at 225 East Main Street, authorizing the revision to be indicated on the official zoning atlas, revealing conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. And I so move.
Second.
There's a motion by Councilman Carter and a second by Vice Mayor Hayes. Are there questions? Is there discussion? Okay, this is first reading on ordinance 02601-2. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Getting quiet. Passed first reading of ordinance 02601-2 unanimously. Item 16, first reading ordinance 02601-3. Councilman Carter.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, rezoning 6 lots, 35 through 40 of the Clearview Heights subdivision, number 5, totaling 0.57 plus or minus acres from the R10 medium density residential district to the R6 high density residential district located south of Hatton Track Road and west of Anthony Street, authorizing the revision to be indicated on the official zoning atlas, repealing conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. I so move. And with this, I do want to disclose that one of the properties involved in this deal is a home that one of my cousins rents.
I need to recuse myself on this, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Carter, a second by Vice Mayor Hayes. Opening the floor for discussion and/or questions. Councilman Juvance, you recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I look at what's around it. Everything is R10. We're opening more R6 there. And from the only picture we see is a two-story new building in there, who absolutely not matching everything was around. It's one story. What's interesting that when I attend the planning commission, sometime people want to build a detached garage, and the main focus is what's around it. If there is around detached garage, to approve it. And here again, everything is one story, everything is R10, but we're going to rezone to R6 and authorize two-story there or more. because we really have no idea what's going to go there. So I can't vote. I will be voting no for that.
There is.
Councilman Carter, you're recognized.
I just want to point out that there actually is another two-story home. It's across the street, like diagonal from this home. So it's not the only two-story home in the area. And that one has been
Vice
there
Mayor
as
Hayes.
long as
I
I
was
can
going to say
remember.
the same thing I wrote over there the other day because I had to go to the Salone Zone, but I saw two-story houses within sight of that house, so.
Quite a few that have been built recently. Anyone else with comments, questions? Okay, this is first reading on ordinance 02601-3. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Councilman Alexander, did you vote no? Okay. That passes 5-2 with Alexander and Juvance voting no.
Ordered to, he recused.
Thank you very much. Thank you. How quickly I forget, right? So that was a vote for of 4 people against by Juvance and Alexander and recusal Fan. So making sure I'm accurate. Okay, moving to item 17, it's first reading on ordinance 02601-5. Councilman Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor. This is appropriating $22,019.33 from revenue received from insurance for damaged vehicle for vehicle replacement. I so move.
Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilman Carter. Questions, discussion? It is first reading on ordinance 02601-5. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes unanimously. Item 18 is first reading on ordinance 02601-7. Councilman Fennell.
This is an ordinance appropriating $12,000 in donations from Gallatin Ford for the purpose of purchasing mobile canine enclosures. Motion to approve.
A motion by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilman Carter. Are there questions? Is there discussion? This is first reading on ordinance 02601-7. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes unanimously. It's fun when we get to the grant portion of the meeting. Item 19, Resolution R2511-83. Councilman Fennell.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution to authorize the Gallatin Fire Department to apply for the Enbridge Safe Community Grant. Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilman Carter. Any questions, any discussion? Resolution R2511-83. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Resolution passes unanimously. Item 20 is Resolution R2511-84. Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a resolution to authorize the Gallatin Fire Department to apply for the State of Tennessee 2025 Rescue Squad Grant, and I so move.
Second.
By Councilman Juvance, second by Councilman Carter. Questions, discussion? All in favor of Resolution R2511-84, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Resolution passes unanimously. Item 21 is Resolution R2511-85. Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a resolution to authorize the Gallatin Fire Department to apply for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation Q1 and Q2 2026 grant, and I so move.
Motion by Councilman Juvance, second by Councilman Fan. Are there any questions? Is there any discussion? It's Resolution R2511-85. In favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Passes unanimously. Item 22 is Resolution R2511-86. Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a resolution authorizing the Gallatin Fire Department to apply for the CSX Pride in Service grant, and I so move.
Motion by Councilman Juvance, second by Councilman Alexander. Questions, discussion? It's Resolution R2511-86. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Passes unanimously. Item 3, Resolution R2601-1. Councilman Fennell.
This is a resolution authorizing Parks to apply for the 2025 State of Tennessee Office of Outdoor Recreation Grant. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilman Carter. Does anyone have any questions or any discussion? Okay, it's Resolution R2601-1. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Resolution passes unanimously. Item number 24 is Resolution R2601-1, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution
Did I say R2601-2? Did I say it wrong? I apologize. I do not know where that came from. So, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution requesting that the city of Gallatin annex an approximately 1.5-mile section of Roundtree Drive and that the county initiate the annexation. Motion to move.
Motion by Councilman Jones.
Second.
Second by Councilman Carter. Opening the floor for discussion or questions. Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I know that the city is still in default for previous plan of service, so even if technically, because the judge didn't say we're in default, we're not in default, I actually know, so I can vote yes for any annexation, so I will vote no.
Comments by anyone else? Questions? This is Resolution R2601-2. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no.
No.
Passes 6-1. Item number 25 is Resolution R2601-3, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution approving an indemnity and hold harmless agreement with a certificate of liability insurance to use the city-maintained sidewalk within the state right-of-way for the installation and maintenance of a second-story Juliet balcony for 126 East Main Street, Schamberger Opera House. Motion to move.
Motion by Councilman Jones, second by Councilman Carter. Any questions, any discussion? Okay, it's Resolution R2601-3. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes unanimously. Item 26 is Resolution R2601-4, Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution authorizing the Gallatin Police Department to apply for the Patrick Leahy Bulletproof Vest Partnership BVP program, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Alexander. Are there questions, discussion? All in favor of Resolution R2601-4 indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Resolution R2601-4 passes unanimously. And item 27 is Resolution R2601-7, Councilman Carter.
Thank you. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute amendment to grant agreement between the Industrial Development Board of the City of Gallatin, Tennessee, and CHM Green Gallatin LLC. And I so move.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Carter, a second by Councilman Fennell. Opening the floor for discussion or for questions. Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. I went back to the amendments and watched again the meeting. That's why I had to be given stuff and have to vote on the spot without having time to think about it and look into it. The first part where I have issue is that, again, we go back to the same excuse by the developer. They had issue getting permit, they have issue with the core, they have issue with flood. He owned that property for a long, long time, so he should be able to know what's going on his property. So now let's get back to Amendment A. Susan told us that would be the same thing to send a letter, give them 30 days, and have them come back. So we put February 15, 26 there, but where I disagree that we basically reset the clock. If after the February 15, 2026, they still haven't met the requirement of the contract, now we have to send them a letter, and I give them 30 days more. So we basically give them more time to do the same thing. And resetting 6 months, move from July 1st, 2027 to December 31st, 2027, we basically give them 6 months. So my question is, if at that time they don't make the requirement, we're going to change the contract again and give them more time. There is a contract. We need to start applying what's in the contract and stop amending every date when the person signing the contract can't make what they agreed on. We didn't force their hand to sign the contract. So I think we should not change the timelines because they agreed to it. If they didn't think they could make it, they should have changed it, amended it from the start. I can assure you that if that was the other side, there would be no change in a contract. And you know that if you go sign a contract with a bank and you come back and you say, hey, I can pay, the bank's not rarely giving you an extension. They're going to make you pay. So I think we need to stick to the contract. The rest of the amendment, I have no problem. It's cleaning up the words, but giving them more delay again, I think it's a mistake. And the way I see it, if I hadn't bought it back by reading the contract, showing them they were in default, nothing would have been brought up, even by them, because the contract said that every month they're supposed to give us an update on what they're doing, but that was quiet. So I'm going to make an amendment to remove A and B from the grant as it was proposed last week. Because again, we need to send them a letter, give them 30 days to fix. If they, like was on social media, that they bought the property and they're ready to start, there should not be an issue with them. They should be able to start and remedy after receiving the letter. So I make an amendment to remove A and B, to keep A and B that was on the initial contract.
Motion to amend. Motion dies for lack of a second. Back to the original resolution. Any further discussion, comments on Resolution R2601-7? Seeing none, all in favor of Resolution R2601-7, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Passes 6-1. Thank you. You all, that concludes the regular agenda. It now brings us to other business. I know that Ms. Kittrell has other business for us this evening.
Yes, Mayor, I have a certificate of wine in a retail food store. This is Gigi's Market. Is anyone here from Gigi's? Come on, if you would come forward, please.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you hardly at all.
Pull it a little closer. Does that help?
Might help me, sorry.
All right. If you'll come to the podium. Okay, this is the owner, and if you would say your name for me, please.
My name is Chino da Fargala, owner of Gigi Market.
This is Gigi's Market located at 617 Southwater Avenue. The owner has applied for a wine and grocery stores. He's passed his background check. He has passed the zoning compliance, and he is here tonight to get confirmation from this body.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Councilman Fennell, a second by Councilman Fan. Are there questions or discussion? All in favor of approval of the wine and the wine in the grocery store, Gigi's Market application, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, we have two council members abstaining, but it passes 5-0.
Thank you. I'll have that signed for you, ready in the morning. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And then Councilman Carter, you had something?
Yes, ma'am. So I was contacted by someone from the development team about bringing a motion to reconsider ordinance 02601-6, and that is the River Bend Residential Project, so that they can be here to speak on that project. So I'd like to make that motion to reconsider.
Motion to reconsider by Councilman Carter.
I'll second for discussion.
And there's a second by Vice Mayor Hayes for discussion. And then the floor for
What was
discussion.
your motion again, Steve?
Reconsider and bring it back, I'm sorry, to put, so that it can be put on the next work study session. They wanted to have someone here. They had some circumstances that prevented a representative from being here, and they just wanted to speak to us and give us some information regarding the project.
That was,
Which project is that?
River Bend.
River Bend,
that the one
On Welch
Station
College's
Camp?
property.
yes, out on Station Camp, yes.
But in that, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't have anybody here, did they?
They didn't. There was something, I think an emergency came up for the representative that was supposed to be here, and they couldn't get someone here.
Can't they speak? Am I correct?
Well, I think they could. I think, if I were in their shoes, I would feel like, I'd spent the money, I'd gone through the planning process. I would think that I would want my opportunity to have my project, especially considering the questions that you guys had related to flooding, which they felt like, planning said would be addressed or it wouldn't be approved, so. But it's this body's decision. Okay, we have a.
Second.
Okay, you consider that a second. Okay, very good. So we have a motion, a second. Can I answer other questions about it, Councilman Alexander? Councilman Chuvance?
You remember when you all voted to amend the Robert's Rules of Order, Section 293, when you all voted to change Robert's Rules of Order as to rule the meeting, there is something you put there that in no event shall Robert's Rule of Order cause any action of the City Council to be null and void or to otherwise supplant any action of the City Council. So, in plain word, we can't even reconsider because that got denied, and that would supplant the action, the denial of the vote.
That doesn't apply.
What's that?
No, that was a work session, and project was denied, and the applicant wasn't here, and so he has reached out and asked that he can come and have his project reconsidered with his input. I think that's all they're asking. I don't think it has anything to do with Robert's rules. I don't think
Well,
they're.
a motion to reconsider has to come from the prevailing side.
Right.
Prevailing side, I don't know, I think y'all all voted against it. Yeah, I think y'all all voted against it. It was a request. I don't think there's any harm.
I don't have a problem letting them come up here and speak. Not that that's going to change my mind, but I do not have a problem letting them come up here and speak. I mean, I think everybody should, so.
But like Councilman Alexander said, they could speak, they could even speak tonight during public comment at the end, or they can speak in public comment.
Well, that's probably guidance that Councilman Carter could have offered, but probably, you were answering the specific question. I don't think anybody's trying to do anything. I think they're just trying to navigate the process, and it is hard for particularly people that aren't used to working in our city with so many meetings like we have, trying to figure out the process. So I believe in erring on the side of grace and consideration of people willing to invest, but it's up to y'all. So the vote is yours. All right, this is a request to, I may need clarification. Are you asking to put it back on the next work session?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you okay with that as a second?
Yep.
Okay, so that, I guess, is what the action would be. All in favor of doing that, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
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 Okay, I'm going to ask Ms. Kittrell to do a roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Hayes,
Yes.
Councilman Alexander. No. Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilman Fan,
Yeah.
Councilman Fennell,
No.
Councilman Jones,
Yes.
Councilman Juvance,
No.
Mayor, 4 ayes, 3 noes.
That passes 4-3, and so Mr. Rose, I'm going to ask you to nod if that's sufficient direction. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much. Councilman Carter?
I have one more thing.
Yeah, that's actually not what I was expecting, so what you're about to say is what you're expecting.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I also have been approached by someone from the community about renaming the Clearview Clubhouse, only the clubhouse, not the park. I want to tell you about some of the accolades for the individual that was brought to me about having this building renamed after them. So this person is a 1929 graduate of Union High School and also a graduate of A&I State University, which is now Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. They are also a World War II veteran. They were a member of Key Stewart United Methodist Church here in Gallatin, where they served on the Stewart Board as a treasurer and the Sunday school superintendent. Upon graduating from high school and completing their service in the Army, this person came back and coached the Red Devil football team and the track team and the Red Devil basketball team, which is the women's basketball team at Union High. They taught health and PE there at Union High, and they were a former director of park services at Clearview Park. And the individual that we are looking to, or that this individual brought to me, was Mr. Samuel G. Herod.
What's the last name?
Herod, Herod.
He said that's naming just the building?
Just the building, yes, not the park, yes. So we would rename it from the Clearview Clubhouse to the Samuel G. Herod Clubhouse.
Are you asking to have that added to a work session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have
A motion to,
Okay,
yeah.
a motion.
I second that.
Motion by Councilman Carter, second by Councilman Juvance. Are there any questions related?
I have no problem in doing that, but also I was wanting to do of course, Councilman Carter beat me to the punch, but I was wanting to do something. I'd like to name something to John D. Alexander over there because I just feel that he led the charge on some of that. But maybe we can find something later on to attach John D.'s name to.
I would think that's some discussion that you could have as you consider this request, so.
Definitely, yes. Well, you beat me to that because I wanted to also honor Councilman Alexander, at least with a plaque or something, but just to make it special for him because we do appreciate his number of years of service to our community and to the 5th District, and certainly for leading the charge and, giving great stride and for me to fall into to complete this project.
I want to keep in mind that Councilman Alexander is the one that initiated this project.
Name the ball field, maybe, Sean, something like that.
Hey, that would be, I don't want to discredit.
Hey, the motion is to put it on the work session for discussion. And I would think, and I think that's actually good posture because that gives you all times to kind of ponder and think about it. And you may think of somebody else that we have to really be mindful of too, so. Without objection, may we vote? All in favor of adding to the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, on the next work session. Allow me to make a note, please, y'all. All right, anyone else with other business this evening? Councilman Juvance.
Thank you, Mayor. We got an audit for finance, we got an audit for the electrical, and an audit I haven't seen, and I would like to see, because again, it's from the Resource Authority Board. It's in the private tag that they're supposed to submit to the governing bodies of Sumner County, Gallatin, and Andersonville each fiscal year financial statement, which shall be audited by a recognized form of an independent certified public accountant. So I haven't seen it last year, I haven't seen it the year before. Resource Authority is supposed to submit to us a financial statement every year audited by an independent auditor. So I would like to see that because we pay and we participate. So I don't know Susan, if you can request it, or
Yeah, we can get that.
that would be great. And stuff I bought before, and I would like to put that same thing on a discussion because, again, we spend, we just change the contract to give $1.5 million money to a developer, but we don't do really a lot for our small business downtown. I was again in a downtown walking, not here, walking where they had signs for the business were looking good, easy to change. They were just on the pole giving direction and what kind of business I was, and I think that would be great to consider something like that to help our small business downtown. I know there is plenty of project going on. There's Phoenix, but Phoenix maybe not going to happen, or maybe going to happen in 10 years. So I think we need to do something. So I would like to see if we can talk about that, and maybe I can get this week with Jenna or go.
Sorry, I started in a row, but yes, Jenna Landstrom, Amy Nixon, engineering, and myself, we've already been in discussion over the last few months about that. It's in the works. There's nothing to show right now, but that is something that's been talked about for a few months now.
You have an idea when you can come to us with something?
I'll circle back with the group and
Okay.
advise you at the next meeting.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I certainly think the Christmas decorations were an investment to help generate downtown traffic. And I think a lot of what gets done generally for downtown is unique compared to the rest of the community. So I feel like the city does do a lot, and I'm always open to creative ideas to drive more people downtown. But so anyway, he's going to work on that and follow up.
And the last thing, last week our planner mentioned that we don't want to waste money for public hearing, because we had a public hearing today when this body voted to move back something, and I agree with him, but same thing that staff have been talking for years, that's our fault. If we had to spend that money, that's our fault. We should wait that actually that pass first reading before programming a public hearing, and that's how we're going to save money, because if that doesn't pass first reading, that won't go to public hearing. That's going to slow down because we have a delay. We need 2 weeks, but at least we'll save money. So just something to think about. Maybe we need to change the way we plan public hearings to make sure that doesn't happen again. That's going to be all.
Anyone else with any other business?
Hey, been requested by me to ask about bringing back a development on 25, Meritage Homes. They was at the meeting. This has been a couple of weeks ago, and it was pretty busy night that night, and just give them a fair handshake on bringing it back to the council.
You know what, on 25, like Hartsville Pike? Or,
Yeah,
okay.
kind of across the meadow right there on
Okay.
Hartsville Pike.
I think it was the request to apply for annexation, and this body said no. And again, I think anybody should have the right to apply. That doesn't mean that there should be allowed annexation, but anyway, you're making are you going to make a motion? to
Yeah,
that?
motion to-
Okay, motion. I think that was also unanimously denied. Do y'all recall, Susan?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It sat here like 2 hours, and then there's a lot going on that night, so.
So you are appropriate in bringing that back up. So I have a motion by Councilman Jones to reconsider. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know that we had a name.
No, it was just a request. It was just a request to apply for annexation, because I think that was the comments that you guys made, was that you had no idea what they were planning. That's what it was. So
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Jones, second by Vice Mayor Hayes. Questions or discussion on it? All in favor of bringing it back for the next work session, Councilman Jones? Next work session? Okay, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay,
Roll call.
yeah. Ms. Mitchell, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Hayes?
Yes.
Councilman Alexander?
No.
Councilman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fan?
Yes.
Councilman Fennell?
Yeah.
Councilman Jones?
Yes.
Councilman Juvance? Mayor, 5-2.
Again, Mr., so it passes 5-2. Again, Mr. Rose, is that proper notice to you to make sure that's on the next work session agenda? Okay. Anyone else with other business this evening? Do you want to share this, Mr. Councilman Alexander, or no? We're at a later date.
You can wait.
Okay, all right. That's going to move us right along then to public recognition on non-agenda related items. This is the time of the meeting that anyone who's here this evening can speak to an item that's not on the agenda. I'd welcome you to the podium. Again, the rules are the same. You have 5 minutes, and we need your name and your address for the record. All right, no one's jumping up, no one's rushing. They're going the opposite direction. Okay, so no one's coming forward to speak, so public recognition on non-agenda related items is closed. And that brings us to one more
Motion
item of
to adjourn.
business. Motion by Councilman Fennell, second by Councilman Alexander. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. We are adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please be safe in the weather. As they say on the television, stay weather aware. And I commit to you, our city will do the best job they can to keep our roads safe. Thank you all. Take care of one another. Good night.